What's going on, you guys? What's going on, YouTube? Joe here, Boosted. Just want to talk to you guys today about something simple. Just a simple topic, get us all talking. But something that's been on my mind, I'm sure it's been on your mind. The new model, the new generation, the WRX 2022 and the upcoming STI. What are we thinking? I mean, first of all, we got to talk about the way it looks. We got to talk about the new engine. We got to talk about the new global platform. We got to talk about every little line and detail. And we got to decide, is this the WRX or the STI that you should get or you should wait for? Or should you grab something older? So it's kind of hard to talk about the new generation without kind of giving a little bit of respect and love to the old generation, the 2015 to 2021 model year Subaru WRX and STI. That specific model holds a special place in my heart just because whenever I was able to actually be able to afford a WRX or an STI, that was the model year that was kind of released at the time. I'm not going to sit here and say it's the best or the best looking, but I think as far as a more modern look, a more just kind of seamless, not as many overly done lines, I think it's a good car. I think it looks good. I think it was exactly what Subaru needed to do to revamp the model years. You guys may have kind of an opposite viewpoint on the 2015 to 2021. I know there's been a lot of skepticism since 2015, but nothing compared to this new model year 2022, nothing compared to the skepticism it's receiving. But yeah, when you look at the 2015 to 2021, the first thing you see is the awesome lines it has. Now, Subaru is so known for those lines, giving it great contour, kind of giving it a wide look, but nothing wider than the 2011 to 2014 years. I mean, that was thick. Yeah, she's thick. Yeah, super wide that year, but if you're trying to go wider and you have a 2015 to 2021, you can always buy a kind of a wide body kit for it. There's a lot of different people and companies that offer the wide body kits for it. But going around the car, looking from the side view, you can follow those awesome lines from the rear to the front and vice versa down the side skirt. Everything looks so uniform. When they redid the model year 2015 to 2021, they really wanted to make it look pretty good. Nothing in your face. The little lip spoiler on the rear is just kind of the icing on the cake. A lot of people will upgrade that, put a high point duckbill or maybe a wing. Not against it. Hey, if you're a WRX and you want to rock a wing. I'm totally for it. I'm not against it. Otherwise, like, the lip from the factory is not bad. I mean, you look at it, it's just enough. And then going towards the front, I mean, it wouldn't be a WRX. It wouldn't be a Subi without its hood scoop. The Hawkeye generation, they used to kind of do a bigger scoop, more in your face. I think a lot of Subaru fans love that. I mean, I could say that I would go for that. But as far as maybe 2011 till present, I think they hit the nail on the head. It's not too much. It's not, in your visibility. It's not going to mess you up while you drive. But it still gives that great look like, hey, guess what? I have something under the hood and it needs air. But yeah, just, cheers to the outgoing generation Subaru. I have it. I own it. I love it. Much respect for it. But going to the new 2022, that's where kind of the eyebrows, they start to raise. The question marks start to appear as to what Subaru is going for and maybe what Subaru is kind of leading up to. So we'll go ahead and pull up a factory image from Subaru.com from their website. And we'll pull up the orange one first, the orange WRX, and take a look. Now, the first thing that everyone notices, and of course, I'm going to go ahead and point it out immediately because it is in my face as well, is right there. If you notice above the tires and the wheels, you look up and boom, all that plastic. So I wish I could sit here and take a stand that, hey, this is a great idea. Good job, Subaru. Wow, going back to your rally heritage. I love it. But no. It doesn't look good, especially on the orange. It looks like a Crosstrek, if you ask me. And like, if you're, okay, Subaru, so if you're gonna go like and say, hey, we're going back to our rally heritage, make the car look a little thicker, offer in some mud flaps on it, do a rally pack edition. Don't just stick some plastic cladding above the wheels and say, hey, here you go, guys, outdoor enthusiasts. I mean, how many people are actually taking this car, on a rally, off-road? I mean, how many people? Most people I know are taking them on the streets. It's kind of a street car, It's all-wheel drive street car with the rally-inspired heritage. That's what it is, and you can argue it in the comment section all you want, but Subaru, they've dropped the ball a little bit on the design. Now, when you look over towards the front, I'm not even against, like, the front end. I mean, besides the fact that looking from the side view, it seems like it's kind of heavily extended, but I'm not even against the front, and I'll pull up a picture of the front of it. The headlights look good. I mean, they look good. I really like the headlights. And the front end isn't too much different than the outgoing generation, while it seems like the hood scoop is even a little less noticeable, if that makes sense. But hey, cheers. Good job, Subaru, keeping the hood scoop at least, and looks like a pretty decent design on your headlights. Front end, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and kind of bash the front end. It looks pretty good. Now, where my issue comes in, and a lot of you guys are going to say the same thing, is that rear end. Oh my goodness. Even from that side view I showed you earlier, it just sticks out. It's like they took a totally different vehicle and just slapped it on the rear of the WRX. I mean, honestly, it doesn't look bad from the side besides the cladding, and the front is kind of your normal Subaru, but the rear is like, what did they do? Take a Honda and just slap it on the rear right there? I mean, the whole back end, it looks like it's so uptight. It just doesn't look very good. It almost is like Subaru is mimicking a Honda Civic or something. Now, I will say this. I've seen the rear taillights turned on, and like kind of that lava type molten look in the rear looks pretty good. I mean, when they're cut on, it looks pretty good at nighttime. But the design itself is just, come on, Subaru. But, I mean, in the end, we can scroll over here and look at the kind of the metallic, the gray metallic color. And I'll say this, it doesn't look nearly as bad in that color. I don't know if it's the orange for me or what, or if I need to see one in person. But the gray with the cladding, it's like you don't see it as much. I mean, it's not as in your face bad, if that makes sense. Now, we'll go over and we'll look at the more stuff on the Subaru website here, updated track tune suspension. So I have seen some videos of people driving the new WRX, and they're saying that this is how it always should have drove. This is how it should feel. No more rev hang. It's definitely a better performing vehicle as far as going through twisties, new dampers, stiffer chassis. Everything from the stability, from the cornering, all of that stuff that you can see right there, they say is better. And I've actually watched videos and know people that have said it is in fact better. Now, right there at the bottom, you can see the GT trim raising the bar with more adjustable dampers. But as you guys know in the community, you cannot get the GT trim in the new 2022 WRX unless you choose the Subaru Performance Transmission, aka a CVT. I'm not even really going to get started on that, just because that's kind of like beating a dead horse at this point. I think all the manual drivers feel a little bit discouraged, a little bit kind of singled out that they may have wanted the GT trim. I don't know if that was Subaru's way of pushing some numbers on their CVT or not, trying to get more people just to go ahead and pull the trigger on it. But here's the part where I'll say I'm pretty excited. I think the 2.4 direct injection engine is going to be the best they've ever done. I think after about a year or two, when they work out the kinks, make sure there's no need for any kind of safety concerns or people having issues, or you know what I mean. But 2.4 liter, with a twin scroll turbo, with a nice twin scroll turbo, I think it could be very highly buildable. I mean, I think this car will be more buildable and withstand more horsepower and torque than any other WRX before it. Now, that might be a statement like, well, no duh, because it's a bigger displacement, no duh. But I mean, it's just the overall like modernness of it. The engine itself, the turbo is much better. I mean, you think about the STI. I mean, the WRX STI, you know, as of 2021, still has the old turbo in it. You know, takes a while to spoil up. Not a new age turbo. It's an older turbo with an old engine. This WRX, I mean, it will have the ability, I believe, to be highly, highly modded and withstand those mods. But we'll see on that. I mean, we'll never know until the aftermarket community gets a hold of it and starts modding it. But let's go towards the interior. The new multimedia, big old touchscreen. Okay, so I actually drove a rental car. It was a Outback, and it had that new screen in it. I'm not the biggest fan. Not to say the 2015 to 2021 model years with the normal kind of size screen was better, but my goodness, like, I'm trying to imagine, like, you guys are going for rally inspired, you guys are going for this and that, but you're going to put this giant tablet in there that if anything goes wrong, half the stuff you need is on that touch screen. I'm not going to say I'm totally against it, but I'm not totally for it either. I think it's decent looking cosmetically. You know, it has more of a luxury car vibe, Tesla vibe, and maybe that's what Subaru is going for, and maybe it'll make appearances in more of their electric vehicles, which would kind of make sense from a, you know, competition standpoint with other electronic manufacturers. But in the WRX, it's just kind of like, okay, you're going to keep most of the interior kind of the same looking, and then you're just going to drop this giant tablet screen in it. I mean, not going to be totally against it, not going to be totally for it. But you guys tell me what you think about the new screen. And then the last slide, of course, the all-new GT WRX. Comes with Recaros, Harman Kardons. It's going to get, you know, everything that WRX Subaru has to offer is going to get put into this GT model. Yeah. Well, yep. Still can't believe they didn't at least offer a manual version of that. This is the first time they've ever done something like this as far as WRX is concerned. But yeah, not a big fan of what Subaru is kind of pushing for. And the direction they're going in, I mean, what will this car look like for the next generation? I mean, is it going to get better? Are they going to stop making it? Like, what are they trying to do? Who is the market they're appealing to at this point? Because I can tell you most driving enthusiasts are not happy about this car, and it is an enthusiast car, especially the STI. So we'll have to see what the STI brings to the table, but if it's anything like this and they just throw a spoiler on it, I don't know. And as far as that STI is going to have 400 horsepower, I can almost promise you the STI is not going to have 400 horsepower. If they were able to do that in a 4-cylinder safely, I mean, in that motor, they would have already done it, I would think. But maybe they're going to release this new global platform and they're going to claim that it's going to make the 400 horsepower. I don't know. I could be wrong. I chose to go ahead and pull the trigger on a 2019 STI, you know, with the Type RA platform, reinforced pistons, upgraded third gear, upgraded intake. And I can't be happier. And plus I get the Subaru Rumble, which is going to be out the door when they get the equal length headers. But y'all tell me what you think. I know this was a longer video, but you just kind of have to just wonder. Subaru, where are you going with this? Is the WRX still going to be an enthusiast car? Or are you saving all the goodies for the STI? Is the STI going to be the new no-brainer for the true enthusiast? So, thank y'all for watching, and subscribe, like, comment. Let's get a chat going about it. Love to know what you guys think. Am I wrong about a lot of things? Am I right about a lot of things? Are you guys thinking, hey, let's wait on this STI to come out? Are you thinking, let's buy the new 2022? And which kind are you going to get? Are you going to go for that new revised Subaru Performance transmission? Or are you going to go for a manual? Y'all let me know what you're thinking. And thank you guys.